I'm Dr. Jordin Wiggins, and this is the Pleasure Principles podcast. Join me on this journey where sex, science, and sensuality meet. Let's change the conversation around sex and pleasure together. Just got off a call with one of my private coaching clients. She went from being touched out, like get away from me vibes to her children and her husband, so overstimulated, to having higher desire than ever. Her husband happily asked what had gotten into her. And she has just closed one of the biggest deals of her career. So you want to tell me that desire and pleasure and orgasm is not correlated to business success? I challenge you. My conversation with her gave me the idea for this episode. Touch is something that we do naturally, innately when we meet. We can't get enough of each other, and touching seems to fade over time. Yes, neurochemicals have a ton to do with this. You can read my book, The Pink Canary, for more details on that. However, if we want to sustain connection in intimate relationships, especially long-term relationships, touch is an amazing way to do this. There's a few things that I want to say. Touch releases oxytocin, and we want to be a little intentional about this. So kisses lasting longer than 15, 20 seconds. Kissing releases that oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine cocktail. And that's like no wonder why new relationships have us feeling so good. And we stop kissing so much in long-term relationship. Kissing is literally lighting up the pleasure centers in our brain. And the pleasure centers, you know, from listening to my work, is something that so many superwomen have turned off. So kissing longer than 20 seconds, hugging lasting longer than 30 seconds are all super simple things that you can do to improve intimacy and connection in your relationship. I want to give you some tips for touching. Number one, make touch a part of your daily ritual. The lingering kisses, the longer hugs. What I would give to just be wrapped in a hug for 30 minutes. Somebody needs to start a business. I'm sure somebody's thought of this, but like hugs on the go. Tip number two, slow down. I want you to do this right now. Pick something up. If you are driving, maybe your steering wheel, the seat, but hold something in your hand. What is its texture? Its temperature? How does it feel against your skin? At some point, we stop exploring with our hands. Kids touch everything. I notice this with my toddler. I want to take her places and she wants to explore through touch. And in part, they're learning through their hands. And it's almost like we forget this. We're doing sex to do it, or like we're touching, but we're not consciously touching each other. So like this sweater that I'm wearing right now, I wear it because it feels delicious on my skin, like the thick knit of it. I touch it all throughout the day because it's stimulating. So you are probably going through the day on autopilot, not getting sensory feedback from touch on, anything. And especially you are probably not enjoying touch in intimacy. So you need to slow down. Tip number three, do some touch research. Try this with yourself first. As always, we should not be putting our pleasure, and this has actually been feedback that I've been getting from a ton of men lately, but that women are so stressed out that they're putting their pleasure on the shoulders of their partner, which is totally not fair. So we need to learn things for ourselves and bring it to partnership. So try varying types of touch: light, tickling, scratches, gripping really hard, spanking, for different areas of your body. Your feet, how do they like to be touched? Your thighs, how do they like to be touched? Your clit, it has 2 times the nerve endings of the head of the penis. There's 8,000 nerve endings just for pleasure in your clitoris. Generally, I find that clitorises are too overstimulated, or especially men tend to use firmer pressure than is pleasurable for a lot of women, because again, they have half the nerve endings. So the touch that they need to receive the same amount of sensation is not the same as it is for a clitoris. So anyways, try lightening it up, slowing it down. And an extra tip for super women is, if you're going to play with touch, take a bath, go to yoga, go to a dance class, get in your body, get your pleasure centers turned on, and then practice touching yourself. Because my guess is, if you were doing it right now while you are listening to this, you are probably multitasking and you're trying to touch yourself. Like, not a ton of this is going to feel pleasurable at the moment because the pleasure centers in your brain are turned off. So we're going to be practicing some of these things in my groups at the retreat that I am hosting in September, which I am so excited about. Actually, probably when this gets released, we will be on this retreat. So excited, can't wait. So we need to get up, because if we're in our heads, it's like, I can't feel this. This doesn't really feel great. Or the varying types of touch doesn't even really feel different. So get the pleasure centers in your brain turned on first. Tip number 4, taking touch. Touch your partner for your pleasure. Recommend practicing non-sensual touch first and setting this boundary. If you're practicing touch to get to an outcome, which is penetrative sex, or one partner is expecting that, then it can take away from the essence of this experiment, which is giving and receiving. So in taking touch, you are doing what feels good to you. So how do you want to touch their back, their chest, their shoulders? If you're moving into the sensual type of touch, their cock, how does it feel good to you to touch them? And instead of always trying to please them, try this for a change. Try touching them for your pleasure. And how erotic, how much of a turn on is it when your man touches you like he can't get enough of you, like you're the most beautiful thing on earth, like he wants to devour you? The same thing is true in reverse. So if you are present and you are enjoying touching your partner, the feedback that you are getting through your hands, you are getting enjoyment, they are getting enjoyment. It's just a fun thing to do. And most super women, the people pleasers that we are probably touching for their pleasure. So this is a nice change up. And tip number 5, giving touch. This is touching how it feels good to your partner. So ask them, how would you like your back to be touched? Your feet to be massaged? And allow them to say, slower, over here, softer, I like that. Get present, pay attention. What kind of touch are they leaning into? What kind of touch do they pull away from? This requires surrender on the receiver's part. So it can be hard for us super women because we have an issue receiving pleasure. If most of us were asked to lay down and receive pleasure for an hour, a lot of us would struggle to do it. A lot of us would escape in our minds, like we wouldn't be able to stay present with the sensation for that long. And that is our problem, because as superwomen, we feel that we have to earn our pleasure. So we need to yield, to relax, to receive, because with giving touch, it is for the benefit of the receiver. Superwomen are not good at receivers or not good receivers. It also requires us to not self-abandon as superwomen. So if we are doing the giving touch, if a person is asking for something that is out of your comfort zone, we're not just going to do it because they wanted to. We're not going to self-abandon. We're not going to go to our escapist place where we went when we were sexually abused. Nope, we are not self-sacrificing. We can easily say, like, I'm not comfortable with that. What else can we try? So hopefully I have made a good case for you to try experimenting with touch. And if this episode speaks to you, I have one spot open for my fall applications for one-on-one coaching. This is the last time you are going to be able to work with me one-on-one in 2023. So go to thepleasurecollective.com/coaching and fill out an application. You and I will work together for 3 months. We will have one-on-one calls. We will have a private chat. You will be connected to the Pleasure Principles community and curriculum. Anyways, if this speaks to you, stop waiting, stop putting this off. You deserve fulfillment in all areas of your life, including sex and intimacy. And it shouldn't have to be so hard. No, you don't have to blow up your whole life. Yes, this will be more fun than you thought it ever could be, because we are learning how to ask, learning how to receive, and doing it in a way that feels safe to your nervous system. So fill out an application, book a time in my calendar, let's chat, put more detail, as much detail in the application as you can, because I want to know that I can help you if we are taking the time to get on a call with each other. Cannot wait to chat with you soon. Have a great week, everybody. If you like what you heard in this episode, leave me a rating. Your support helps me get discovered by more women like you. Together, we can change the conversation around women's sexual health and pleasure for you, your partners, and generations to come.